Hey folks, it's Echo here. In round 1 of the 3x3 challenge, we crushed the Horde without even barely breaking a sweat. So we're back at this same base with some minor modifications, and this time we're going to really put it to the test. We're going to take all our armor off, toss it in the trash, crank up game stage to 720, and see how it goes. So for anyone who missed the 3x3 challenge concept, the idea is you can build up or down as far as you want, but you have to stay within a 3x3 confines. You leave the base, you lose. Glock 9 originally finished this at game stage 165, so I want to take it to the full test. I've got basically the same loadout as last time, but this time I've stripped down to my Santa hat and my skivvies. Well, this is a precarious start. Hopefully, yep, we just didn't lock the ammo. Come on up, folks, dinner's ready to be served. So the dart trap doesn't do a lot. It does soften them up and slows down their progress a little bit, but the main damage on this base comes from the grenade chute, which I have altered by moving over one to the right. The idea is that this will drop grenades closer to the base of the ladder going up, but also brings with it the concern of blowing up the ladder itself. Off with your head. So far operating as expected. You can see as they come up around the corner of the ramp here, a lot of them just fall straight off the edge. Without having any armor, we are taking significant damage from the cops. It looks like the Horde's coming in from the southwest, so cops coming from that direction will spit up at us. Ooh, how'd you sneak in here, buddy? Oh, no, up. Ooh, I thought that was the end of this 3x3 challenge. That is one of the negatives to this new grenade chute design, because I do have to kind of wedge those grenades in sideways, and if I miss, it drops it right at my feet. So speaking of which, let's get a few grenades down here. We need to give ourselves a little bit of breathing space so we can get some heals in. And you'll see as the grenades come down, they drop nicely right out where all the zombies are hitting the stairs there. The idea is that we're hitting as many of them as possible. Let's get a few more down here, see if we can get the zombies to do some Cirque du Soleil moves. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So the biggest thing we've got to be worried about on this base is our healing. We got to keep up with that. We don't have a ton of it though, because I wanted to make this a solid challenge. So we're down to 1 of our 3 med kits, and we're down to 3 of our 5 first aid bandages. Otherwise, it's boiled meat for healing. And damn, looking at the clock, we aren't even to midnight yet, so that is not a good sign for us. I have figured out the trick. If I duck here, it takes away some of the line of sight from the cops coming up from below, so I seem to be getting pelted a little bit less. So outside of healing, my biggest concern is keeping the zombies thin enough here, because it will be very easy to end in an infinite screamer loop at the end of the night if we're not careful. Also, these guys trying to wedge themselves through, it's only going to take one to get through and really mess me up with no armor, especially one of those rad bikers. No! Whew. So far, it doesn't look like they're stacking up or attacking the bottom of the base, which is awesome. They're just cycling back around, which allows us to drop these grenades and watch them fly. If we're careful, this should be a cautious rinse and repeat type of situation. In terms of the demos, they haven't caused me a whole lot of problem, because honestly... Oh, no, we did it again! We did! Up. 2 times we've gotten lucky here, folks. Looks like I'm going to have to add blowing myself up to that list of concerns. There's another one of those demos. I don't like it when they're crawling like that. I'm just fearful that it'll pop up and we'll accidentally hit the button. Let's go ahead and speed these folks through. Now that we've let them tire themselves out a little bit, let's drop some more grenades back down. Let's see if we can get them to fly all the way up to our position. Woo-hoo-hoo, there we go. That gives us a little bit of a reprieve to get some healing in. Oh, hey, big guy. Why don't you just stay down there? I'm gonna have to look at kicking off the zombie circus with this base. The magical flying Z's. Take flight, my little circus heads. Oh my god, this is just too much fun. I gotta give a huge shout out to the folks who recommended moving the grenade chute. It is having a massive impact in terms of increased damage output. Let's take that quick break to get in a few repairs, and then back to the grenading. This is typically the time of Horde Night that I start to get a little bit worried if we've got the zombies piled up. But thus far, we've got them managed pretty darn well. In terms of healing, we're down to a single first aid bandage and about 9 boiled meat. Surprisingly, we've only used about 60 grenades. Due to the placement of where they're hitting, I'm not having to throw stacks of them because one grenade seems to really slow them down. We'll pause for a minute here, get a little bit of shotgun love in. The one thing that the grenades doesn't do is prevent the rads from healing. That is where the shotgun kind of shines. That and, you know, taking off heads. All right, we are in the last few minutes here. We're going to go heavy on the grenades. And boom, we have crossed over that 4 a.m. threshold. It's just some minor cleanup. Let's turn off the dart trap and see how things look. So far, they didn't take out a single block up here that I see. I did stop a few times throughout the night and do some quick repairs. Nothing major. I did have to upkeep that SMG turret, partially because it is the connection point for the dart trap. So if it goes, I lose the dart trap and I've got to fall back to the second position. Holy crap, folks. We lost one ladder piece. We almost lost this other block in the bottom corner. It only had 400 health left. But let's go all the way around here. Look at that. Most of that is pretty pristine. The amount of repairing you'd have to do from a maintenance perspective would be so low, and they didn't even touch the backside of the base over here. So I think you could borderline get away without even having the fallback position, and without that, this would be an extremely cheap endgame Horde base. Now that I've completed this on max game stage, my challenge out to anyone out there is to try to build a Horde base that can hold up to max game stage 3x3 naked, but not losing a single block. Hey folks, it's Echo here. I hope you enjoyed that. And to any content creators out there, I challenge you to come up with a 3x3 base that can hold up to 720 game stage and lose only one block or no blocks. I'd love to see that just from a design perspective. Otherwise, huge thanks to my patrons over here. Take care, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.